Check, 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 check. Should be good. Check, 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 check. You coming in here? Yeah. Should be good. Check, check, check. All right, Clip Brock here on a Tuesday afternoon. A couple of Pirates in here. Pirate Radio intern, the long snapper, Alex Harper, and East Carolina linebacker Zakye Barker joining us here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Zakye, welcome in. Your first time here. How you doing, man?
First time. Feeling good. I'm glad to be here.
Appreciate you joining us. First of all, I'm interested in names, especially my name's Clip, which is a little unique. I don't know if I know any other Zakyes. So, what's any story behind that?
Oh man, the story behind it. I don't even think my mom actually named me. She got it from like an auntie or something like that.
Okay.
But the fun fact that I always use when somebody asks is all my siblings' names starts with a Z.
Okay.
So I got Zach, which is my big brother, Zakye, which is my older sister, Zakye, my younger brother. My dad's name is Zach, and my mom, she's kind of the outlier. She's Ashika Barker, but I love her to death, though.
Awesome. A lot of Z's. That's cool. That's cool. Zakye, let's talk about your background, get to know you a little bit. So, where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Tell us about that.
I'm from Norcross, Georgia. That's probably about 15 minutes north of Atlanta. I grew up football my whole life. When I was 5 years old, that's when I got into it. And my dad put me in it. I had to beg him to put me in it at such a young age, and just grew up wanting to play the whole time. And it's part of the reason why I'm here. It's cool when I'm young.
You a Atlanta sports fan? I'm a Braves fan.
I'm a Braves fan.
Okay.
I was a Georgia Bulldogs fan growing up, Atlanta Falcons fan growing up. Still touching subject, but yeah, all that.
Good deal. So how'd you get here? What was your recruitment like, and how'd you make it to Greenville, North Carolina?
My recruitment was pretty slow. Coming up, I was undersized linebacker. I was always undersized, and a lot of people told me I wasn't fast enough, strong enough, big enough. I got that a lot. Really, the work that I put in is what led me to be here. All my recruitment started my junior year. I would say I got my first offer from Princeton University, and that's kind of what kicked off everything. It was kind of like, well, okay, he's smart, so that kind of helped. So I had a real good GPA in high school, and Princeton kicked it off, and then I think Liberty came after that. And then after that, they started rolling in. I got up to about 21. And I don't know, it was just something about Pirate Nation. To be honest, I tell recruits all the time, I'm a bad example because when I took ECU was my first and only official visit. So I'm like, don't look at me. I only came to see one school. And then once I got here, the love I got from Pirate Nation, the coaches, the players, it led me to commit. So I was committed on spot. And from the time I committed, I was like, I'm locked in. That's where I want to be at. So
we got a friend now at Princeton, Jason Nichols, former East Carolina wide receiver, will be coaching there this season. He joined us all last football season on Pirate Radio, so I'll be pulling for the Tigers this year because of Jason. How about those grades, man? So I guess you're doing pretty good in school here.
I'm doing pretty good now. Yes, sir. I'm majoring in psychology. I think my GPA is about 3.30 right now. I just hit the dean's list for the second semester in a row.
Congrats, man.
I'm feeling good about that for sure. You can't tell me nothing once I hit the dean's list.
That's awesome, man.
Maybe you can tutor this guy over here a little bit.
I'm almost there, man. I got one more semester of school, and then I'll have a second diploma. So
Nice.
I'm doing okay enough.
Yes, sir. Zakye, I talked to all your teammates and yourself. You said you're getting the work in this summer. So tell us about that. What's day-to-day like for you and the defense right now?
Day-to-day, it's the bigs have their lift around 6:30 a.m. The mids and the skills, that's like your linebackers, running backs, DBs, receivers, quarterbacks, all of them. We get in about 9 a.m. We got a lift first. Coach Big John and his staff taking care of us with that lift. Nobody taking reps off. Harper know how he gets. So we got lift first, and then we head out to the run. And the run is always going to be taxing. It's going to be hard, but it's always calculated to what we need in the moment, and it's always to make us better, and we understand that. It's all about getting on the same page right now, too. So that's a big thing.
So, Zakye, we're in the middle of OTAs right now. How much of OTAs are installing new things, getting ready for the summer, and how much is it kind of reviewing what we went over during spring ball.
Okay, OTAs is mostly review for the guys that have been here. We had some early enrollees in the spring, so they probably got it about 2 times now. For a guy like me, I've been here 3 years. I've got it over and over, but OTAs is a time to refresh. And then I think we had about 30 or so new freshmen just came in about last week. So for them, they're trying to get all the new installs. It's all brand new to them. So it's mostly just giving to them for the first time and making sure they understand what they're doing, where to line up, mostly so they can be able to seamlessly just fit right into where we are, and we better roll right along.
A lot of newness on the offense, from the coordinator to the quarterbacks to some of the skill guys, but a lot of continuity on the defensive side. So how much more comfortable does that make you going into this year, knowing, Coach Harrell's there, your teammates alongside you, that D-line is almost fully intact. So you got to feel a lot of comfortability heading into this year.
Right. I mean, a lot of the confidence, definitely, what you said, you mentioned the D-line. I say a lot of the confidence comes from the D-line being able to stay intact, and the experience and the veteran guys we have there, and how much of a leader each one of them are in their own separate way, and how they play and the way they attack the game and their mindset. It makes me feel way more comfortable being able to sit back them and let them go to work, and they two-gap, they do what they need to do, movement, they know everything they need to know, and just they're also all smart too. And then the guy next to me, I got Mike next to me, Mike Edwards, so I'm real comfortable with him. I know he knows exactly what he's doing. He's played plenty of snaps of college football, and I learn from him all the time, whether he knows it or not. And just I try to take things from his game, and we just go back and forth. I can bounce ideas off him. And then in the secondary, we got experience, and those guys right there are comfortable, and they know what they're doing, and they're fast, and they can move, and they can cover. So, and I just know we're going to be able to eat on all 3 levels, and that's what makes me comfortable. And y'all know Coach Harrell, he's a mastermind back there. No matter what nobody say, he a mastermind. So I feel comfortable knowing that we can connect on an intellectual level too and understand what he's doing with the scheme.
Which one of you guys are working with the speaker in the helmet right now?
Right now I have the speaker in my helmet.
How's that going for you?
It's good. I was telling Coach Harrell, so our offense likes tempo, so I told him, I said, when they're not tempo, I got you. Give me everything you got. He'll tell me, he told me to tell the Sam something or tell the safety something. Or, okay, I'm cool, that's cool. But once the tempo kicks in, it's kind of hard for me to get everything at one time. I was just like, I just need the call. But it's pretty cool, man. To be honest with you, it's an amazing experience to be a part of, especially to be able to be selected to do that. So, yeah, it's pretty fun.
I mean, I feel better knowing we got a Dean's List guy with the speaker in the helmet. It makes me feel good out there, so that's a good thing. Alex, you got anything?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, you're passing it back to me.
Yeah, I had one, but I lost it.
Hey, it happens to the best of us. So, can I ask all your teammates this too? And so you give up what 7-10 in a loss to Charlotte, 10 in a loss to Navy, whatever. We looked at it a lot. I mean, the defense played well enough to win 7-8 games last year, whatever. How did you guys, because I was so impressed how everybody kind of stuck together. There was, at least from the outside looking in, not a lot of finger pointing, not a lot of fighting. I don't know, what does that say about you, the maturity of this team, and just the buy-in for everybody?
I think it was, what it really boiled down to was just coming to understanding of this is a team. It's not offense and defense and special teams. We're all a unit. We're all one. So my brother came next to me. He's no better than me, and I'm no better than him. So it was more so just understanding that we all in this together, and we have to be able to fight for each other. And Coach Harrell says this all the time: pull the thumb. Hey, what can I do to get better? What can I do to improve? And how can I be better for this team? And how can I improve on this team when it might look like we carrying weight or anything like that. If we're not getting a win, then nobody's carrying weight. That's at the end of the day, that's what matters. So going back and trying to figure out what we can do better this offseason, we look at those games all the time. App State one is one that we're looking at right now too. It's just what all little things were we skipping over last year that we can pay more attention to detail and really hone into those things to where there's no such thing as a pointing the finger or anything like that. It's saying I did everything I could do. And as a collective, we did everything that we can do to get this win. And so that's what's going to be able to flip this whole thing around.
how much do you think about 2-10 and last year? Is it something you use as motivation, or is it in the past? Let's focus on the future. How do you kind of deal with that?
Yeah, it's kind of if I'm being honest, it's a combination of the two, to be honest with you, because you got to understand that the habits and the structures that you use to build a 2-10 season, they are not the same at all from what we're trying to do. We're trying to flip it all the way around. And, I mean, yeah, it's motivation at the end of the day, too, to go harder in workouts, to push when you're tired, and to push and do a little extra film when you might not want to, or stay a little late after when you might not want to, because we're never going back. Like, that's the goal, is to never go back. And I was at a Pirate Club event the other day, and they were talking about let's get back to Pirate football, and I'm telling him, that's what we're here for. Like, we're trying to bring it back to Pirate football, because last year that wasn't it, and we all understand that. And that's what we're like right now in the summer. We're trying to get all the new guys to understand that, and so we're using 2-10 to show them, like, yeah, like, that was put on tape, that was put on our record, but who we are and what we're building now and the structure that we're maintaining right now as the summer goes along, that has nothing to do with that. So it's not even close. I feel like we're attacking this way different for sure.
Zakye Barker joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. You mentioned Mike and a couple of your teammates. Who are some younger linebackers that have stood out to you this offseason?
I would say Julian Davis, Greg Turner. Those two guys they're freaks. Anybody that works out in our groups, they understand that those guys right there have all the potential in the world to be whoever they want to be. And I speak life to them all the time, because I want them to understand that they are everything. They have all the tools and everything. And another guy, I would say DJ Johnson. He's just a natural football player. He reminds me like me. Like, we like to hit. We love contact, and he loves football. So those are three guys for sure, I would say.
And what do they all have in common?
All from Georgia boys.
Georgia boys.
We all Georgia boys.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
we got the Georgia linebacking core.
I definitely tried to help in that recruitment for sure. We're all Georgia boys. We need all the Georgia boys up here.
My all-time favorite Pirate was from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Yeah. Dwayne Harris.
That's right down the road.
Okay, right. Cool. I guess they produced a lot of players there. Yeah. Was the high school football like competitive, big time down there?
In Georgia, that's about as competitive as it gets.
Yeah.
We are always on the top of every list for NFL draftees or most players to college, but like, you wouldn't really understand until you were in a Friday night light game and the lights on and cities are shut down, and we all going at it. We all physical. We all fast. We all want to put on for our city. So definitely.
So there's a couple of guys on the team who are from Florida. Are there any arguments which state has the better high school ball between Georgia and Florida?
To be honest, we get the arguments all the time. We get the arguments going. People from North Carolina say it. Texas, Florida, Cali. I mean, to be honest, I would always say just bring your team down here. We find out what's going on. That's it.
We've talked about this with some other guys, but you spoke about arguments amongst the teams. How bad do you think the arguments are going to be when the ratings drop for the new NCAA football game?
Is it arguments? I know for me personally, whatever rating they place upon my head, I'm willing to accept. I'm willing to accept any rating, because as a kid, I just dreamed to be in this moment to where I can have NCAA with my name on it. So, I mean, arguments, I don't know who that would argue to. Where would you file your complaint? I don't know if there's like a ratings adjuster or something, but yeah, I mean.
So have you played a game before, or were you too young? Or
no, I was not too young at all. I was definitely on the NCAA 14, faithfully. Yes, sir.
All right.
So were you like an ultimate team guy, or you Road to Glory or Dynasty?
I was Road to Glory, I was everything. I was play my dad. My dad used to beat me so bad in NCAA 14. He used to grab Georgia and run Todd Gurley.
Oh.
Power. He used to run Power I 20 times a game. He told a rock with Todd Gurley. He used to beat me down till I started crying, man. I remember that for sure.
I can't wait. I'm ready to get back to recruiting and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun stuff. Talking to A-Harp, Zakye Barker here inside the Pirate Radio studios. So Zakye, we mentioned school a little bit. You said no second summer session for you. So is it all football right now, pretty much?
Right now, it's just all football and just focusing on what structures and what routines I can get into that's going to really maximize my potential for, like, I only have so much room to grow between now and the season. So just really focusing on what matters. Like, keep the main thing the main thing. I hate to throw sayings out there, but, that's another thing Coach Harold throws at us. Keep the main thing the main thing. What's the main thing right now? What do I want to be great at? And how much time and energy can I effectively apply to that to get where I want to be at and to help this team get to where I want to be at, because that's really the most important thing. How can I push my teammates too? So find new ways to push my teammates to be better and push myself at the same time. That's the whole goal right now.
I can tell you're around Coach Harold a lot because the pull the thumb and the main thing, I've heard all those things before. Definitely. I asked if you watched any of the NBA Finals. You said you maybe caught one game, but you kind of focus on what you need to focus on. So if you do ever get away from it or want to do something, like what are your hobbies?
I'm a chess player. We got a pool table at the house. We play a little pool. Watch a little podcast here and there, just trying to better my mind and just get into little stuff here and there, maybe a TV show with my girlfriend or something like that, and we keep on rolling.
Good deal. Hey, Hart, anything else?
No, I'm good, man.
So, Kyle, I'm going to let you get back to it, man. You make me feel kind of dumb in here. I've never tried to play chess, but when did you start doing that?
I actually got into it elementary school.
Man.
It was probably 2nd, 3rd grade. I had a teacher by the name of Dr. Bush, and also Mr. Hawkbaum, the two interesting guys that just want to pull all the little things that you might not know out of you. So
that's awesome.
It was a great thing to have.
Good deal. Hey, nice to meet you, man. I appreciate you joining us here, and can't wait to see you on the field. We'll talk to you probably media day before you get out there against Norfolk State. But thanks for joining us today, man. Good luck to you. Appreciate it. All right, so we gonna cut this stream and start a new one, Hart, because we got Casey Kelly joining us at 1. Bryce Williams going to join us on that, so we'll have 2 tight end.
I probably should have just put Zakye Barker and Casey Kelly.
You should have, but you didn't.
But I did not.
We'll start a new one. How about that?
I will do that.
And we'll be back at 1 o'clock, and then, of course, we're with you 3 to 6 on Pirate Radio Live.